Warning, this show contains strong language and topics that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a wrestling fan reaches the end of the world? Well, you're about to find out. Join us on the 8th of June at 8 PM GMT at youtube.com/the Suplah podcast for the end. Just don't be like this guy.
Hello wrestling fans, I am back. My name is Andy Kwan, and with me as always is Liam Dunn.
It's been this just came out of nowhere, this news. No one was expecting it.
I've actually come back from my holiday to talk about this.
Yes, he came back early to talk about this. But Brock Lesnar, obviously, I'm sure people have read recently, Brock Lesnar has been announced for UFC 200.
What?
Which is mind-boggling. Obviously, he was a UFC wrestler. Well, he was a combatant, I guess. And then he left and went back to WWE. And now he's been announced to have a one-off fight at UFC 200. His opponent is yet to be named. But WWE has confirmed that Lesnar is still under contract to them. And they are, I don't want to say loaning out, but they have granted this one-off night. And this isn't just an appearance like with Ronda Rousey. This is an actual fight that he's going to be in.
Yes, this is actually going to be a fight. And apparently, a lot of shit has kind of gone down as well in the MMA world. For instance, Joe Rogan, the color commentator for UFC, had no fucking idea this was happening.
Yeah.
Literally, on commentary, was like, what the fuck does this mean?
Yeah, it was, to me, we were talking about this just before we started recording it, but I've said to Andy, and I know Andy's going to say, oh, UFC and WWE, they're very different. They have very different business tactics and everything. But I felt a little underwhelmed with the UFC announcement. I watched a promo, and it was mainly for UFC 200. That's fine. And then Brock just kind of, his face is there at the end. And then Joe Rogan's just like, what was that all about? I don't know what's going on. What? And it felt to me a bit like, I don't know, say what you want about Cole and JBL and Byron Saxton, and a lot of people do, and so they should, but when, for example, when Seth Rollins came back at Extreme Rules, they nearly shat themselves, all three of them, right?
Yeah, but the problem is that Dana and Vince are two completely different people. And
No, I know.
But the thing is, UFC will, rather than having Joe Rogan and Mike Goldberg shit themselves, instead of having that, they just want people to be like, holy, yeah, that's my gold! They don't want that shit, right? They don't want that. What they want is the people to be like, holy shit, that was Brock fucking Lesnar, and they want it to go viral.
Hang on.
That's what they want.
No, I get that. No, I get that.
They don't want to change their diapers when they speak.
No, but I understand what you're saying, but I think when they shit themselves, that's what gets the audience and the viewer more hyped. I got more hyped for Seth Rollins to return because of the way that the audience reacted, the way that the commentators reacted.
The audience reacted to that video that they played in the ring. You could hear the
but
people
it wasn't
going, what the fuck?
I know, but
that's
it wasn't
fine.
the same. But then again, hang on, before everyone jumps down my throat, yes, UFC audiences are different to WWE audiences. I'm just saying this because I just need something to nitpick, because it's the Suplah and we have to nitpick everything. Yeah. Right? It's just a nitpick, that's all I'm saying. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. It was just a little side note that I wanted to mention. What I wanted to talk about was, this is a fucking game changer, right? This has to be a game changer.
There's one other thing I want to mention, because it's in the realm of MMA. There's an MMA reporter called Ariel Helwani. Have you heard of him, Liam?
No.
Okay, it's fine. He's the biggest MMA reporter besides from Dave Meltzer in the fucking business. And
does he do more than Dave Meltzer then, besides going, things are happening? Yeah, great. Thanks, Dave. Thanks.
Dave, what's this about Brock? He's gonna fight. Fucking great.
Thanks.
But yeah, the thing is that Helwani broke the news initially, and then was banned now for life.
Oh, brilliant.
So fuck UFC with that. I don't think it's Dana's fault, or I think it was just officials there were like, what the fuck did you put on the internet? And well, it's going to get out anyway, and he didn't do anything that was technically unethical or wrong. He was reporting the news.
Yes.
And they banned him. For life. Forever. That's like banning Dave Meltzer. Or banning a BBC sports journalist. Or banning... I don't know. Like, are you fucking... Like, what are you on? Like, are you... Yeah. So, yeah. That kind of tainted the whole... announcement for me, because I like it.
I don't know, I was way out of the realm of it, because I woke up this morning to see the news, and I was just shocked, because, like, just going back to what I said by how this is a game changer, let's go back to WrestleMania 31, I think it was, with The Rock and Ronda Rousey against well, not against, but there was a thing where The Rock and Ronda Rousey had a segment with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, because they always have to be there at everything, God forbid that they do something where they're not there, and, everyone was expecting a payoff of either Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon or a tag team match of The Authority versus Rock and Ronda Rousey. And, you know, it's been over a year and nothing has happened. And a lot of it came down to that WWE was trying to get Ronda to be a part of, maybe not that WrestleMania to be in a match, but of a future match, maybe at SummerSlam or WrestleMania 32 for the payoff. And it was shot down immediately. Like, they were saying, no, we're not letting her do this because it might jeopardize a future match. And the thing is that it's now, the tables have kind of turned, because now they wanted Brock, and WWE has allowed it. And they've even said, WWE has even came out and said, he will be back for SummerSlam. He's penciled in. Again, they've not mentioned what the storyline will be, who will be facing, for obvious reasons, but they've said that he is currently penciled in for SummerSlam.
But
now,
is the problem.
Hang on.
Like...
Now, if Brock Lesnar gets the living shit beaten out of him and he can't wrestle at SummerSlam, that's fucked up their plans. WWE has made a big gamble here. But it could ultimately pay off, because they could have someone like Ronda Rousey, or even maybe, one big rumour that's been going around, Conor McGregor, show up and have a match. Because now, to me, it almost feels like WWE's gone, right, well, we've done you a favour, we're going to call and, you know, have it returned at some point. You know, we want this match with Ronda Rousey. We want this match with Conor McGregor.
The issue is Dana is not the type of businessman that would look at this and go, oh, by doing that I have everything to gain. Because for years, like, everyone would bring up, like, the comparison with WWE and be like, we are nothing like WWE. Like, he's even been like, the whole, we're nothing like them. Like, the slogan for UFC for the longest time was, as real as it gets. So, they're trying to, like, always position themselves to being as far away from fucking pro wrestling as humanly fucking possible. But, the thing is, like, this completely changes everything. Like, Dana's always been like, fuck wrestling! Like, even he went, wrestling's fake! Like, he's literally that kind of guy that just hates wrestling. And it's just, what blows my mind is that either via a telephone call or meeting face to face, Vince probably met Dana. That's fucking terrifying to me, that those two, Vince is an Egypt, and Dana is not an Egypt. He's actually, like, a fairly intelligent bloke. What? Like, yes, Dana said some stupid things, but Vince is trying to push Roman Reigns. The thing is that,
no
I don't see how this would, like, I don't think this is gonna work for WWE, because Brock, let's say he gets, I mean, to be fair, they're probably going to give Brock a fucking tomato can. They will just smash, and he'll just fucking destroy. I wouldn't be surprised if he fucking suplexes him for a laugh. And, like, right? And, you know what I mean? Like, he'll just smash this fucking nobody dickhead. I don't know who. But, like, he would just smash him, and then the fight would be done in 10 seconds, hopefully. If I was WWE, I'd be like, please don't put him in with, like, Stipe Miocic, like the fucking heavyweight champ. I know he's fighting the Doom, so that's not going to happen. But don't put him in with, like, fucking, I don't know, fucking Bigfoot Silver or anyone who's actually fucking fairly decent. Don't fucking do that shit. Don't put him in there with Stefan Struve. Just put him in there with a fat man, a giant fat guy. Don't put him in there with Mark Hunt. Don't put him in there with fucking Orlovsky. Don't put him in there with anyone. Just get a fat guy from the crowd, put him in Reebok gear, and stick him in a cage, and let him beat the shit out of him for 10 seconds, and be done with it. If I was WWE, that's what I would be doing. But, the thing is that the frequency of getting injuries in UFC is fucking really high. And the problem is every athletic commission, if Brock, like, you can easily break your hand, for instance, in a fight. Because punching somebody around the face hurts. Who knew? So, like, if you, like, people have had, like, broken hands frequently, fucking concussions, random shit. If he gets one of those, especially a concussion with WWE's wellness policy, he cannot fight a month later. There is no fucking way in hell. And they're taking a huge gamble with that. And not only that, when Brock was fighting last, he had that fucking intestinal disease, right? That was eating at him, that he nearly died. Paul Heyman said that that Brock was fighting at about 20% because he had this fucking disease. His whole life he had it. Now he's 100%. Imagine if he beats the shit out of an actual name and he thinks, well, shit, I could probably do this again.
Yeah, he can, but hang on, you're missing the key component here, right? You're missing the key component. He's under contract.
Yeah, I know he's under contract, but when that contract ends, he might just go...
And that might happen, that might be true, but for now, he's under contract. And I really don't think that WWE is stupid enough to just go, oh yeah, we'll just send him off, who cares? They would have worked something out with UFC, whether it's a financial thing, maybe they're getting a part of the pay for UFC 200, some of the pay-per-view buys. I don't know, but there's no way that they're going to be stupid enough to let probably their biggest star work for I don't want to say for a rival, but for another company without them, especially when it's him fighting and his physical well-being is at risk, like you said. There's no way they're going to let him do that and not reap some sort of benefit. They've got to have, right? It just makes perfect business sense. They're going to have either they can say, right, we want this to happen. Maybe they will announce Ronda Rousey for WrestleMania 33. Maybe they will announce Conor McGregor for WrestleMania 33. It's going to happen. There's no way that they are going to allow this and not reap some sort of benefit at all. WWE, by lending Brock Lesnar out to UFC, WWE doesn't really have anything to gain. Right? They don't need the public attention. They don't need the marketability. They're the biggest wrestling company in the world. Right? They have the WWE network. People make fun of wrestling, but the WWE is huge. Yeah. It's huge. They don't need the free marketing. So they've got some sort of deal. Obviously, we don't know what it is. We're not part of either company, and we're not that high up.
Because one is publicly traded and one is private. So they're not going to say what has happened in this deal, but a deal has been made, and apparently it's been in effect since around WrestleMania 32. That's when Lesnar started training for this fight. That's what the rumors are saying. So it's been in for a while. So they were obviously biding their time for the announcement. WWE will make an announcement of something. We will get a UFC fighter for WrestleMania, or they've earned a lot of money from this themselves, or they're getting some of the pay-per-view buys money. Something has happened. And I think with John Jones and Daniel Cormier, and you've got this, and that card is actually really stacked. If there's ever a time to watch UFC for the first time, probably then would be a good one. And that card is stacked. So I can see that card getting more than 2 million. I could see that being one of the highest fucking MMA events, period, of all time. And also, there was that rumor for ages that McGregor was always going to fight Floyd Mayweather. And that was just this. I mean, I don't know. It could still happen, but I think there's more chance of Conor McGregor in a WWE ring because of this.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
Floyd Money Mayweather.
The chances of either McGregor or Ronda Rousey going into WWE for at least one match has just the chances have greatly increased right now.
And maybe the argument will be, well, okay, so a WWE guy is in a UFC cage. Well, there's two arguments. One, why can't Punk go back to WWE? And two, why couldn't Floyd fight an MMA fight against Conor in the UFC? This is the mindfuck that it's actually opened. It's opened Pandora's box, and we're now what the fuck is happening? What's going on? And it's truly an exciting time. If you're a fan of WWE, UFC, boxing, all three, it's just a mindfuck in a good way.
And I think that's a good place to end this breaking Suplah. Not that that's its official name. We have yet to have an official name for this. But Andy, thank you. It's good to see you again from Kos.
Kos was lovely.
And we will all see you guys on the live Suplah for Suplah Takeover, The End, on Wednesday, 8 p.m. England time. That's the thing.
Why is it called... Wait, when did that change? Did that happen when I was away?
It must have, yes. It's now called The End.
Oh, no.